Yo, what's going on with the Playboy? What's going on out there in the land of YouTube? I am YouTubing, and something came across. It just, someone didn't even send it to me. I just randomly found something. And so, how's everybody doing? I wanted to jump on and just show this video that I found from 1991. It's a gosh, God bless America. Do you see the 1991? Let me just go like this. You dirty dog. You dirty dog. That's what you did to me. So I'm just going to go like that. And then I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to go 3. There you go. And then I'm going to save this bad chicken as a copy. Do me a favor, everybody. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. Whether you're watching this next week, next month, or next year, hit the like button. It takes you 2 seconds. Hit the like button. It helps. It helps the algorithm. I'm just going to, while everybody is here, or as the stream begins to populate, I'm going to real quick throw up another backdrop, because you can't see the 1991, and little things like that just drive me crazy. So now that I know that's how that works, I will make sure that I don't make this mistake again. But I saw this Terry stop from 1991, and I knew right away that I had to share it with you guys. I was like, this is so, like, this is everything that I talk about when I come on the stream. This is a better depiction of, because it's the year's was it 1991 or 1993? I hope I didn't fudge that up. I may have, but let's just hope that I didn't. But I want to show this to you guys. Oh, did it do that? I want to show this to you guys. This is so crazy. This is the craziest video that I've seen, because it's just so blatant in your face that this is how it's going to go. That the cops can walk up to you and they can do absolutely anything they want to do. And this is 91. So the culture and the time, just so allow me to dump out a little of my brain from the years of study that I put in studying the criminal justice industry, the prison industry, policing. So there's this buildup in the 80s. There's Ronald Reagan, when he's elected and comes into office in 1981. Ronald Reagan then begins the for-profit prison industry. The reason why Ronald Reagan started the for-profit prison industry was because in 1971, just 10 years earlier, Richard Nixon had declared war on drugs before he had to resign in shame because he was a criminal. And then, so I'm going to just give you the facts so you guys can really keep up with the reason why we live in a total police state. So now Richard Nixon declares war on drugs in 1971. And then they had a loose term law enforcement, but now they're really pushing the term law enforcement after the war on drugs, because you're talking about the best and the bravest and the finest coppers who are now going to arrest people, but there's nobody crying foul, but they just have to arrest this person for marijuana. And that was the big push. They were trying to get all the marijuana. And then the 80s, it became cocaine. And then Ronald Reagan creates the war on drugs and for-profit prisons. He funds the war on drugs. Ronald Reagan does, because Nixon declared war on drugs, but Ronald Reagan then funds the war on drugs through Congress. And he creates the for-profit prison industry. He brings in all of his buddies and they create this blue chip stock. It's now called Core Civic. And so now from 1981, the push is tough on crime, because all through the 80s, you had those movies, Blood In, Blood Out, Crips, Gangs, Colors. They had all these movies through the 80s that terrified white America. And all through the 80s, it was only white people in Congress and only white people in government. I'm telling you how we got to the video you're about to watch, where a cop can just walk up to you and you just know how you're supposed to behave. You're supposed to break yourself. You're going to see the video in a second. It's horrifically bad. It's disgusting. And I knew that I had to show you guys how horrible this was right away. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So now what happens is there's this big push through the 80s to see who can be tougher on crimes. Republicans or Democrats, Republicans or Democrats. They form a really locked down duopoly, really locked down duopoly. And so they lock it down so tight that Ross Perot will later come in. I'll get to there in a second, in the election of 1996, 1992. So now here's what happens. There's a fight to see who can be worse, who can be harder on crime. And there's a Democrat out of Delaware by the name of Joe Biden, who is the toughest on crime all through the 1980s. He puts bill after bill after bill into committee that then gets pushed to the floor and gets voted. And every bill he writes is tougher on crime than the bill previously. So now we push all the way up to the election where Bill Clinton's going to come into office in 1992. In 1991, what happens? This video that you're about to see, they have pushed this tough on crime thing all the way to the point where they're using stop and frisk in New York. They're using stop and frisk because the 80s were so terrible. They're starting to stop and frisk people. So, and someone will double check the exact year that began, because I could be off on a year. I make mistakes sometimes, but on the facts of history so far, when you go from Nixon to Reagan to Clinton, and so they've created this system now where the cool part about watching this video is that the cops are not militarized yet. But the human being is such a warm, giving, loving creature. Jean-Jacques Rousseau's concept of human being is that we're the most gentle creature on earth because we will weep for someone else's sorrows, that we see them going through sorrows, even though we don't know that person. And this is from the Social Contract written by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. The opposite of Thomas Hobbes' social contract that said man is the most disgusting, rude, murderous, rapist beast there is. Hobbes and Rousseau wrote two social contracts. Hobbes wrote that men were terrible. Rousseau wrote that men were wonderful. So we live under, or we're supposed to live under, Jean-Jacques Rousseau's social contract. I digress. So now we're right here in the beginning of the 90s, 1991. Let's take a look at some of this video. Let me call some names out. What's going on, Las Vegas Freedom News? What is going on? Jason just said this, the U.S. incarcerates more people. Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed your comment. The U.S. incarcerates more people than any country in the world and only has 4% of the world's population. Jason, as a matter of fact, just so you know, people will go online and they'll go, you don't like it here? Go to another country. You're actually less likely to go to jail in any other country in the world. We arrest more people here than in any other country in the world. It's not even close. And they'll go down to Mexico. You want to compare going to jail in America to going to jail in Mexico? You know, we're the great beacon of freedom. But so everywhere you go, Mr. Waldo DeBaldo's here. What's going on, Andy? How are you? DLZ Clips is in the house. What's going on, Shakur Capital? Good to see everybody. How is everybody doing? So, oh yeah, that's so true. That's so true. That's so true. So just now, I want you, let's watch part of the video. I want you guys to, I've only been on for 8 minutes. I was going to talk to you guys for 10 minutes and kind of just give you a little historical rundown so you understand. So then after, when we get George Bush, right? And George Bush Jr. and when we have George Bush Sr. in the White House, before Bill Clinton beats him. So George Bush Sr. is going to be in the White House from 88 until 92. George Bush Sr. comes in after 2 terms of Ronald Reagan. Ronald Reagan had created the for-profit prison industry. The prison industry spiked over 1 million people while Ronald Reagan was in office. Horrible, horrible time period in our history. Ronald Reagan presided over the biggest spike in prison. Well, Clinton and Biden, I'd have to check those numbers, pretty close. When Clinton and Biden were president, when who was Reagan's vice president? Was that Dan Quayle? Who was Reagan's vice president? Anybody remember who was Reagan's vice president for 5 points? Hit the like button. Jeff hates pigs. You guys do me a favor. Everybody right now, just stop what you're doing. You're doing the dishes. You're just listening to me ramble. Hit the like button. Who was Ronald Reagan's vice president? Who was it? Who was it? Who was Reagan's vice president? Who was it? Na, 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 na. Hit the like button. And then if you're new to the channel, a lot of new people are coming. It's George Bush was Reagan's vice president. That's right. So That is no, it was George H. Bush. George Herbert Bush was Reagan's vice president, not W. George W. Bush was the guy later after Clinton. So you got 2 terms of Reagan, and then you have George H. Bush, who had already been under Reagan for 2 terms, right? So then George H. Bush comes in, and he's just pushing that tough on crime, mandatory minimum sentences and stuff like that. So it's a horrific time. It's a horrific time. So now let me show you guys this video, and I'll show you what that exactly does. Okay, now listen, I've already seen this. So I already watched this through. So I'm going to fast forward through little parts of it because, I'll let you guys see a little bit of it. I'll drop the link in the description so you guys can watch the whole thing if you want, because it's like an hour or something, or I don't know how long it is. But I know there's a 20-minute marker. Let me just jump through this thing a little bit for you guys. I'll get my mug off camera so you guys can watch this thing. And this is crazy. This is honestly crazy. 1991.
Okay, 15 group of male Hispanics inside laundromat threatening her and won't let her get to her clothes. Shame on them gang members. We can't go put a crimp in her style.
32 command. 32, where's your E2 hours old? Officer in the field. Any concern of Judgment 2944? 3048, RD 1341. Any available Newton unit to handle identify? 77th unit repeat.
140, I'm code 6 on Gage, just west of Normandy.
I'll find south of Normandy Avenue. Suspect is a male, white or oriental. He's in a white vehicle just up southbound Raymond from that location. Code 2 incident 3054.
140, code 6 on Gage, just west of Normandy.
140, code 6 Gage, west of Normandy.
Come here.
So now watch how they cut this like a TV show, number 1. But then the second thing, watch how many times this cop just insults these 2 guys. He just sits and insults them.
Spread them. Not that far. Stand up a little bit here. There you go. Well, why are you driving?
I'm going to get one. I just came out. I haven't been driving. I haven't been out.
You drive?
So there was a cut right there. They had a long conversation and they cut back.
Are you driving this car or not?
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
Well, you're not supposed to be driving. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, sir.
There was a cut right there.
Come on out. Stand up here. There you go. You got no knives.
No militarized. There's no look at him. He doesn't have on the flak jacket.
No, you grab top of your head. Stand here. Be walking away from me, all right? Okay, gentlemen, put your hands down.
Still demanding and ordering same amount of deference, but he's not dressed up like he's G.I. Joe loser.
Do you have some kind of ID on you at all?
No, I left at home, sir. I got a California ID.
On you?
No, it's at home. I left at home.
You're just not making the grade today, are you?
Insult.
Your car's already been impounded once because you had no driver's license, right? Here you are driving again. What's it take? If we keep the car forever?
Threat.
Huh? I've dog. That must be 6-0, huh? How about you? You don't be.
I mean, you might be okay with this, but I don't want, dude. grab me,
I've dog.
mock me, touch me,
That
roll my
must be 6-0, huh?
assume
How about
about
you?
me.
Don't have no tattoos.
You don't have anything on you, do you?
So that tattoo, I don't know if that's a gang tattoo from the 90s, I've dog or not, but you're not automatically in the gang. See, he's doing a TV show because he already knows who these guys are.
What name are you going to give today? Well, what name is that? Huh? Dalen Hicks. What do they call you, Dalen?
Skinny.
Huh?
Skinny.
Skinny? What else do they call you, Dalen? What do they call me? Yeah, what am I going to do with your car today? Huh? Why not? You don't seem to understand. It's almost like somebody's got to hit you in the head with a brick.
What am I going to do with your car? Someone's got to hit you in the head with a brick. I totally dominate you.
You know? Go home. You can't drive the car, I'm telling you.
I'm your dad. You can't drive this car.
I'm telling you that. I don't know. Well, everybody's got a relative that stays down the street. I don't know. I don't know. You got a driver's license?
No, I'm gonna go call him.
What name you giving today?
Oh,
Well, what name?
Ivan.
Ivan Hurd. Right?
Yes.
The infamous cocaine dealer from the state of Washington. How's your uncle?
He all right.
Huh?
He all right.
He out of jail now?
Yeah.
Did he beat that case or what? Or did he do his time?
He beat it.
He beat it, huh? Well, one for him, huh? I don't know, Dalen. Sit on a curb, gentlemen.
Like a dog.
How many warrants you got now, Ivan?
About 2.
2, huh? You never take care of your responsibilities, do you?
So, you know, I just want to point out the obvious here. I've lived in LA for 20 years. You don't just know somebody, you don't just pull someone over and then know them. And your uncle's the infamous cocaine deal. He already knew who this guy was. He saw him, he's got the camera with him. He's like, let me pull someone over and talk some trash. And the trash talking's not done. I just wanted to make it clear this cop already knew who these guys were, but this is 91. So you had to have a huge camera back in the day.
What kind of call you just get out to? Ever one in ambulance traffic, 54th and 5th Avenue, overturned vehicle. Colorado 15, we're code 6 at 54th, 5th Avenue. 1215 is code 6, 54th and 5th Avenue.
You know what make me feel real good today? Putting you in jail for your warrants. You know what make me feel real good today? Putting you in jail for your warrants. Make me feel real good today? Putting you in jail for your warrants. You know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that?
I like to go home.
Yeah, I bet. You leave this car here. I will be back. Fortunately for you, I have another call. Okay? I don't want to catch you driving this until you got your driver's license. If I see the car moving, you better have your driver's license. You hear me? All right, gentlemen. Lock it up.
So he lets him go. First he tells him he wishes he could take him to jail, but then he lets him go and makes him lock it up. As soon as he drives away, they're going to drive the car away. It's so ridiculous. Now, they're going to walk until he drives away. Ridiculous. Just ridiculous.
might not be.
Put a 1 in the chat if that's not like the classic copper.
540, Chille status on 1 source, 1 Lincoln, stop, 4416, Pittsburgh, Edward, 0541. Edward George 1 Lincoln 541, Spring, Edward 25051.
Then to this go down the
Now he's down in South Central. That's South Central LA right there. And watch.
Over 46 minutes.
Now he's down in the neighborhood right there in South Central. Watch. This is mind blowing. He just spots some guys. They're at their house. Watch. Watch this.
Cab, where you been?
I was in a car accident. I was going down to my lawyer office. What's your name?
I'm gonna go out, open the door for me.
In the house? Yeah. Or I can't. What is it? Or I can't.
That was going
You know this young man here?
That's your mom.
All right. All right, my man. We'll see you later.
So to be sure, I want to preface everybody who just watches little clips of videos or is just going to clip a minute out of this. This copper's driving down the street. He sees a couple guys on the side of the road and says, I think I'm going to Terry stop them. The guy later says, that's my mom, meaning he's at his house. And he says, what are you doing out here? He says, I'm calling a cab. I don't know why he's answering questions, but he just walks up to people in their neighborhood at their house and he Terry pats the guy down. He grabs his pockets and feels him up for his safety. That's a Terry stop. He can just drive down the road and go, oh, there's people outside of a house here. I think I'm going to walk up there and just pat him down and then ask him what he's doing, where he's going. Where's your friend go? Is he scared or something? That's what he says. Listen, I'll play it again. This is ridiculous. And they wonder why they've created people like myself and like the people who are in this room. This is 1991. Imagine what they did when they didn't have a camera crew with them. I'll get watch. He just pulls up to a random house. He's a couple guys outside. What? You just get to walk up to me and feel me up and then ask if my friend is scared? You have all the power in the world over me and you just get to do this to me? That's despotism. And I think he said, that's my brother. See if you can read his lips. Look at his lips. Does he say, that's my brother?
up to?
What do you think I have says a cab?
Cab? Where you live?
I must have I was in a car accident. I was going down to my lawyer office.
What's your name?
I'm gonna go out, open the door for him.
He just walks up and starts questioning a guy on the street for no reason.
Yeah. What is that? Is that his whole name? You know this young man here?
I'm just so disgusted. Like, you got to check with my mom. Why are you talking to my mom, bro? I don't know you.
Right.
The cameraman's just dying to get this shot. He's dying. He like jumps out, like, let me get the shot of the. He said, let me out of the car. You heard him say it a second ago, so we could get the shot of the copper talking to the guy who's in front of his own house with his little brother. They're not scared. They're just trying to be at home.
All right, my man. We'll see you later.
Dude walks up to him. His hands all over him.
Here. Especially all on the back of this one over here.
Wow.
Especially when school's in session, they'll all play hooky and come sit over here until school's out, and then you go do whatever they do, guys. That's some cheap property if you're interested.
Dude, those people live in the property that they can afford and where they live. None of those kids asked to be born and live in that property. You're a parasite living off the taxpayer's dime as you go feel people up for no reason, walk up to their house and then make fun of where they live. You went there to dominate them.
That's some cheap property if you're interested.
They can't fight back. There's no money.
Copy that says Friday 19, the female preparing for domestic violence, 1062 West 12th Street, West 062 West 12th Street, to their house. It says 3244, Friday 19, the code 2, higher 85.
Hey, let me just say something real quick. I just saw a comment come by here. So I just want to kind of address this because there's something that's true and there's things that are not. So this is a Terry stop. The qualified immunity has nothing to do with it. This 100%, the cop walked up to him and Terry patted him down, is a Terry stop, and then began to question him and quiz him, which you would have called a consensual stop. But if it was a consensual stop, then why did he pat him down using the Terry pat down? So qualified immunity literally has nothing to do with it. Just so you know, it's not qualified immunity suspends the Constitution when you're talking about judges, not cops. You can go around qualified immunity by proving that they violated their oath to the Constitution, to uphold the Constitution. So this particular video, though, is 100% a Terry stop. And the reason why this cop can walk into this guy's life and harass him and then make fun of him and make fun of his family is because of Terry versus Ohio. I just wanted to be clear on that.
L140, I'm code 6 at 6809 Victoria now. Do you have a PR on that call?
Cover 140, yes. Tony.
LA.
That call's been handled on Victoria.
67.
Look at LA. It was nicer. It wasn't near. It's so much filthier now. LA looks nothing like this now. South Central is cleaner than the nice, the more socio advanced with money, socioeconomically advanced areas. Then this is South Central though, and look how nice it is. There's no trash all over the place. There's not people camping on the streets. Now, right there, this guy just turned his sirens on for the camera in the car. That's a neighborhood.
Code 4 Slaughter in Vermont.
So look at how people can be treated when there's no camera. Because if there was a camera, that guy could have sued the cops and would have got money. You can't walk up to my house and ask me what I'm doing and then Terry pat me down. So what I was talking to when someone said something about qualified immunity, there's a consensual stop, which would mean that you can consensually stop and talk to any person, whether they have a badge on or not. And then there's a Terry stop where you're being detained and the Terry rules would apply. You're under investigation. There's reasonable articulable suspicion that you have committed a crime or about to commit a crime or just did commit a crime. And there's typically a single articulable fact that they would lead to say that you have committed a crime. It's a consensual conversation, or there's a singular articulable fact that leads to reasonable articulable suspicion. Now, if it's this one, if you have a singular fact that leads to reasonable articulable suspicion, then you can Terry pat the guy down. If it's a consensual talk, then you cannot Terry pat the man unless he's under investigation and you have reasonable articulable suspicion that this man is armed and could do you harm. It's for officer safety. So that man violated policy, police policy, and the law. So that is correct, John. But in theory, anyway, it's supposed to work that way in theory. So now I want to show you guys, anybody from Ironton, I want to show you a channel that I found. And I want certainly people from Team DLZ, jump on over to this channel. This is the real right here. This is the real Ironton auditor. This is, if he's only got 61 subscribers, but this person, whoever this person is, this is the real Ironton auditor. This is the person who's actually auditing Ironton. So everybody get over here and subscribe to this channel. This is the real Ironton auditor, someone who's out there filming the cops and holding them accountable. I just put the link for his page or her page in the description here. When you go to the community tab, Sergeant McKnight's a fan of your boy Goo. So boom, I like to see, I've only liked a couple. I need to like some more of his stuff. We need to show this person some support. So people from Ironton, get over here to this guy's channel, Ironton, Ohio Canine Making a Stop and Being Recorded. So this guy's the actual person who's holding the cops in Ironton accountable. Boom, an actual auditor is on the scene. Look at that. An actual auditor in Ironton who films cops and doesn't make shine flashlight in my eyes. I don't know why he's doing that. Oh, he sent the driver? Oh, he sent his stop away to deal with oh, look at that, Akers. As long as he doesn't engage with you, because so once again, right here, so Akers sent his stop away. So now Akers, for him to investigate the actual Ironton auditor, the guy who's the auditor there, he would have to have a singular articulable fact that gives him reasonable articulable suspicion that this man has committed, is committing, or is about to commit a crime. Without those, he can't stop his stop to go harass the person who's doing a First Amendment protected activity. He can, but then someone like me might help this guy with some paperwork and hold him accountable. Hopefully someday. Never do know. But let's keep looking at this guy's channel. I want to get as many people as we can over to this guy's channel. This is the actual Ironton auditor. So let's see what other videos he's. So that's 8 days ago, 9 days ago, 11 days ago. So look, 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 13 days ago. So this guy's putting in some work. Right on. Right on.
Got you, Corey. Okay. We'll start right at 4 o'clock.
All right. I remember that guy.
Why are you filming?
Because I'm filming. It's my right.
Bam.
That's your right?
Yeah, my First Amendment right.
There it is.
Yep.
Wow.
I was recorded. That's what I do.
You want us to dance for you or something?
Yeah, dance. I'll dance with you. See, that's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be a good sport. You're supposed to be a good sport about it. That's how you're supposed to be. But, you know, I get a stupid traffic ticket for recording the cops.
Is that right?
You're going over the line. She'll say, watch out for that hole runner. If I start over, he said, you can't go, I got me on the way. I feel like you're just one time.
I'm just looking at the pictures and stuff.
They want to tell him what to do because he's filming. That's so crazy. Leave him alone.
I thought he was going to start breakdancing. I thought he was going to do the moonwalk like Michael Jackson.
Okay, I liked it. Let me go back. Adam 22, no jump.
It's been on third. Make sure you like and subscribe. Today we're going to react to this captain that got pulled over. This
is on Oklahoma. Anyway, so make sure you guys get over there and subscribe to the channel because he is doing some Ironton stuff, and they definitely need someone there who's actually an auditor that films the cops, and the footage is to hold them accountable, not so that's what it's for. The reason why you film cops is to hold them accountable and also to hopefully stop the person who's in the car from getting beat up, tasered, sticked, shot, killed, raped, any of those things. Because that's what happens all across America with police in our country. We're forced to interact with them, and then we end up getting hurt. Just like Richard Ward was murdered by Charles McWorster in Aurora, Colorado. So, and then Jeff Costner, whatever his guy's name is, the DA there, he said, oh, no, I saw the murder on film, but it wasn't a murder. So that's where we are. That's where we are. That's where we are. Anyway, cool. So I wanted to show you guys that Terry stop from 1991. I mean, just how incredible was that he can just walk up to the guy and you know, 1991, there's no cameras. The only camera was that big camera the guy had on his shoulder. He had to have the other guy open the door so he could get out. That's the camera that he had. I thought in 91 they had those smaller recorders. I guess that's not till the later 90s, but right on. Anyway, I'm going to get the flock out of here, guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys like, share, subscribe to the videos. And then if you guys don't have your trifold yet, ooh, big surprise. I'm going to tell you guys a secret. Not yet, though. I'm so close. I'm so close to being telling you a secret. Ooh, tomorrow. I think by tomorrow I'll have a secret for you. You're going to love it. You're going to love it. You are going to love it. You're going to love it. That video pissed me off, watching that cop walk up and feel that guy up and then say, what are you doing? He said, that's my mom. I'm at home. That's my little brother. I got to get the flock out of here. Thanks for coming. I appreciate you guys coming. Bruce, nice to see everybody. Chevy, what's up, Chevy? What's going on, Chefster? Victor, AK Audits, the old Alaskan in the hizzy. Rebecca, Christopher, what is going on? Invader Zim. Chosen is here. What's going on, Chosen? Jason, anytime, my friend. Anytime. Anytime. Gregor, Gregor, the one. Good to see you. I just want to read off a couple names here because I appreciate you guys coming. Thank you so much. It really means a lot. You know what I mean? We have to build a movement of understanding, of knowledge. The things that I rattle off, if you continue to put the pieces together, you'll get a bigger understanding of history. And the more educated people are, the more they can fight back. And so that's why I sit here. Betrayed King Diddy. Good to see you. Denti Jen. What is going on? And then Delete Laws Clips put up there. Subscribe to our other channel, Delete Laws Clips. But that's from Delete Laws Clips. Delete Laws Clips. Subscribe to our other channel, Delete Laws Clips. Subscribe to our other channel too. They just snatched away the power again. So we got to just rebuild again. Just got to keep on going. Make sure you guys get your indestructible trifold. I'm going to get the flock out of here. Love you. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. I'll see you guys on the next one. Later, Gators.